Hello and welcome back. So today I'm going to be solving the Times Quick Cryptic number 2697-2697, and this has been set by Miles. It's a setter who I think has only been published over the last year or so, maybe 4 or 5 puzzles. I can't remember if I have a good experience or bad experience with them. I think there's a couple of good ones, a couple of bad ones. Today, this is published today, which is the 8th of June 2024. It's going to be a live solve, so I'm not going to spend too long other than to reset the timer and then begin solving. One cross, couturier period meeting a large cleric. No idea. Said to change platform. Dias is that. Second gear is curse. Gear sworn, curse. Shaking a container of missiles. That's not an anagram of container. A tin, arrows. Don't know. I'd move away from crash, possibly grave if not acute. Don't know. 3 down. Most of Asian country viewable as united. That's going to be like, I don't know. 2 down. Odd graduate seen in Cuban dance. Rumbar? Yeah, rumba. Rum is odd, and BA for that. Scott's sound in mind. Scott is normally Mac. On the contrary, one wanders a lot. One wanders a lot. Scott. Don't know. Let's look at this 3-letter word. Blue could be black, white, red, or yellow. I mean, blue. Black, white, red, or yellow. There's no. Golly, don't know. Players hugging a bridge player. So bridge players normally north, east, south, or west before a game of cards. Game of cards. Whist, rummy, cribbage, snap. Not going very well. Let's go over to this one. Insurance for a vehicle circling University City in North America. University City could be. It doesn't have to be in North America. Maybe. Insurance. Coverage. Car. Bus. Van. What if that's van? Circling. At the end there, haven't I? I don't know. I'm going to look at this one up here. Accurate record taking. Man on board, for example. Man on board is, for example, that's actually Vancouver. Is it? Yeah, misspelled Vancouver. Oh, still can't spell it. Vancouver, which means that isn't sworn. Swear. That's why it didn't feel quite right to me. Man on board. King, queen, knight, bishop, rook, pawn. On board, for example. It could be an SS. Let's have a look at this. Shaking a container of missiles. Shaking. I don't know. I'd moved. Looks like DI. Away from crash. Possibly grave, if not acute. That's an angle. Something about an angle, isn't it? Grave angles, acute angles. Accent. So let's get rid of that bit from it. How do you spell this? Accent. Possibly grave. I'd moved away from crash. Accident. Taking out the ID. Accurately record. Accurately record. Taking man on board. King, queen. Bishop, knight, rook, pawn. I don't know. Experts as well as criminals opposing arguments. Pros and cons. So cons being convicts, pros being experts. Hard sign pointing way in school. I mean, school can often be eaten. I don't think I can see any way that gets to be hard sign. Don't know. Let's go over here. Let's look at this one. Most of Asian capital country viewable as united. Asian countries: India, Pakistan, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, China, Not quite second. Counting in last somehow. Not quite second. Third. Coming in last somehow. That suggests it's actually, the somehow suggests it's actually a hidden word. Inglass, mingin. Can't see it. Third, T-H-I-R-D. No, it's not enough letters. Young lady. One, so that's a lass. One working for a special embassy. I don't know what a young lady. Deb. I mean, that's probably I-O-N for one working, one on. Special embassy. Lash. Can't think. New doubts sorted out. I mean, that looks like an anagram of new doubts. 9 letters. As Pilgrim Fathers sailed. Pilgrim Fathers. Thanksgiving. Mayflower. I need some more letters. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at anagrams to get that. Drink which comes before you, from what you hear. Tea. Tea comes before the letter U. And it's a drink, so yeah. Piece of furniture, not what's being swapped around. Is that something to do with stable, table? Not what's. Hang on. Is that just, okay, that's just a whatnot, isn't it? I think. Yeah, there's a type of piece of furniture called whatnot. I'm going to move the screen down to see this clue. It divides the fixed tax rate. The fixed rate tax. I mean, that's just, it's going to be TIT. Divides the, literally, that looks like often. I can see the word frequently. Belonging to base 10, of 10. Suburban street. That looks like at heart. Of massacres centenary. Massacres, the middle of that is SS, I think. Or SA. MAS, SA, CRE. Centenary. Suburban. Street at heart of massacre centenary. Suburban. Resident. I don't know. Let's look at this one. Stitch in time. There's a clue in there. That's because there's a hint. Middle of stitch in time. It's a hidden word. Contemplate what's wrong about conservative. Okay, interesting clue in the middle of an election campaign. Contemplate. I mean, that sounds like think. What's wrong about conservative? So that sounds like, yeah, that's watch, isn't it? Contemplate, watch. So what is wrong? So what's wrong? Anagram of what around C for conservative. Spear. Okay. C got spear. Says trident. Yep. Rid is to Ide, found in the River Trent. What is that? As Pilgrim Fathers sailed, new doubts. World's End were lost. Let's look at this. Complain incoherently, as Mail said. Complain incoherently. Complain incoherently, as Mail said. I don't know. I mean, this looks good for the ION, which means we need a young lady, to get a special embassy, which is probably going to be really obvious. But let's go back up the top. I haven't looked at one across a while. Couturier, Pierre meeting a large cleric. Meeting a large. Okay, so that says it's probably going to be a cleric. Reverends, bishops. Pierre. Oh no, this is a fashion question, isn't it? This is probably looking at, I don't know, Pierre. Pierre Cardin, I think it is. Oh, Cardin, to give us a cardinal. Phew, got past that one. Players hugging a bridge before a game of cards. Players. Let's go and have a look at this. Most of Asian country. So, viewable. Most of Asian country viewable as united. India, indivisible, united, indivisible, yeah, so indivisible is, and it's visible, good. Whew. Scots sound in mind, on the contrary, one wonders a lot. They're nomad. Let's move on quickly from my attempt at an accent. Accurately record taking man on board. That's a piece, isn't it? Yeah, man on board, for example, is a piece. I think accurately record taking man on board. Accurately, is it? I feel like that should be, but I can't think of a word that would fit. Capice. Accurately record. Oh, rather record taking. Man on board. Porn. Don't think that's a. Don't know. Let's look at this. Shaking a container of missiles. Shaking. This one. Hard sign. Pointing away in school. Signal. Hard. I mean, hard could be H. Sign. Arrow. There you go. Arrow. H. Arrow. Yep. Shaking it. So arrow being that school. Somebody's shaking is a quiver. So that isn't. That looks like capsule. Accurately recall. Actually record. Man on board. For example. Record. Accurately. I'm going to come back to that because I'm not sure that is capsule. I think it's capsule, but that's canister, probably looking at the letters. How would that break down? Players. Hugging before A. North. Yep, cast. Okay, I'll break that down. So, blue sea could be black sea. Yeah, the blue is the sea, isn't it? Black sea, yellow sea, red sea. Not quite second, coming in last somehow. Okay, I thought that might be a hidden word, but I can't see. There's only one A in that clue, which is in last. Coming in last. Not quite second. Got more. Wind. As pilgrims fathers sailed. New doubts. W-O. W-E. I've got two vowels. E. O. U. New doubts. When. Complaining coherently as male. Gentle. Gent. Say. E.g. Male. Suburban street at heart of massacres centenary. Is that A? Is that another hidden word? A-C-R-E, accrescent. Crescent. Crescent, there you go. Somehow I just got that heart out being the indicator there's a thing. Okay, so complaining coherently as male. What does that suggest? That suggests chunter, genter, complaining coherently. Mutter. Yes, male, utter. Okay. New doubts. So I've got an O. It's unlikely to be an S or a T there. Obviously, westbound. Pilgrim Fathers sailed west, didn't they? I thought that was going to be lass. Lassian. Lass. One working. Nation. Not quite second. If that is last, then not quite second is almost actually in last. Yeah, last somehow. Okay, second is a mo. Mission, of course. So that just leaves this one up here that I haven't quite deciphered. Accurately record. Accurately record taking man on board. Capsule. I'm going to just spend a minute thinking about this, see if I can. I think accurately on board, for example. A capsule takes a man on board. I mean, it could take a woman as well, but you know, space capsule takes someone on board. A record. It's a log. It's an archive. A record's a CD. I'm going to put capsule. I don't think it is, but let's just see. No, it's not. Okay, let's double check I haven't done something else wrong in the whole thing. No, okay. Cap. Accurate record. Capture. There. Which is what you do in a game of chess. So 15:45 for that. Let's go through the clues. Let's talk through the clues. So I don't even know how to say this word. Couturier Pierre. So Pierre Cardin, I think, is a fashion person meeting a large cleric. So a large is so Cardin. A large makes a cleric, which is cardinal. Dais, so said to change. So that's an anagram of said. Gives us a platform. Nomad, Scots sound in mind. They're nomad. On the contrary, one wanders a lot. Well, a nomad wanders a lot. On the contrary, saying no, it's the opposite of this. Scots sound in mind. I don't know what the Scot part's about. I don't want to try another Scottish accent, so I'm just going to rip past that. So when you take a man on board in a game of chess, then you're capturing their piece, and if you accurately record something, you capture it. So yeah, that's a double definition. C, so the definition here I would take to be the blue, and it could be, you know, you get the Black Sea, you get the White Sea, the Red Sea, and the Yellow Sea. Vancouver, so insurance for vehicle circling university. So, and it's, I mean, the clue is city in North, so you've got to split university and city to get, and definition of city in North America, which is Vancouver. That's a place in North America. And we've got the van is the vehicle, and we've got COVER, cover, and that's circling around university, which is a U. Almost, right. So not quite second, not quite is almost, not quite. Second is mow, way to mow. And that's coming in last somehow, so that's an anagram, ALST, of last. Harrow, hard for H, and a sign pointing the way is an arrow, and a school is Harrow. New doubts, sorted out as pilgrims, as Pilgrim Fathers sailed. So the Pilgrim Fathers were the people back in the, I think it's the 16th century, 17th century, 16th century, that sailed west from England to America, and they went westbound, and that's just an anagram of new doubts, indicated by sorted out. So we sorted out the letters of new doubts to get to westbound. 19 across, a drink. Well, the answer is tea, a drink, and this comes before you. Now the clue is written as YOU, but actually, from what you hear, so in fact it's a homophone. It's saying U, the letter U, and the letter for U is T. So there's the answer, T. Trident. I mean, I banged this in as soon as I saw sea god spear and added T and an I in place. So that clue, that's a trident that we see Neptune with. IHAD is abbreviated to ID, I'd. I'd that. And that's found in the river, which is the River Trent. So TRENT, put the ID in there, you get a trident. Belonging to base we use frequently. So frequently is the word we're looking for, which is often. And belonging, I mean, that's an interesting one. because it's kind of an all-in-one, because actually, yeah, belonging to the base we use, belonging to the base we use, well, we use base 10, so this is belonging means of 10. I'm going to scroll down to have a look at these last couple of clues. Hint, I've ripped through that. Stitch in time, so if you look at stitch, ends in H, I-N, T for time, hint, and it says there's a clue in there, so it's saying there's a hint in there. There's the answer. It's a hidden word, hint. And actually next to it we have another hidden word, which suburban street is a crescent. I actually live on a crescent myself, and it's at the heart of Massacre's centenary, so once I looked into the middle of that I could see, and I maybe helped by the letters I had, I could see that was a crescent in there, C-R-E-S-C-N-T. Sometimes when you get a word combination like Massacre's centenary, that's not too bad a word, but sometimes you can think that doesn't really make much sense. I don't know any massacres that have been the centenary 100 years ago. And what happens if I'm doing this crossword in a year's time or 2 years' time? It says that's a little bit weird, so maybe you just need to have a look and see if there's a hidden word in there. So let's scroll back up and do the next one. Do the downs. Canaster. I didn't actually. Oh yes, I did. So canaster. So I'm going to just take the letters out here. So players are, I think, cast. Oh, let me take out that A and put that A back in. So that was cast taken out. Hugging A. A bridge player is north, N, and it's before a game of cards. So before A to give us a game of cards, which is canaster. Let's put that back in. Oh, no. Put that back in and actually then get the little congratulations message, will make my day again. So 15:45 still. Oh, where am I going? Oh, just flicking around my screens. There we go. Next one. Okay, Cuban dance is a rumba. A graduate is a BA. Sometimes it's an MA, but I saw BA. There's rum is odd. That's a bit rum. It's a bit of an old phrase. But there's only so many dances you get. Or sambas, rumbas, congas. I can't remember. There's a few more, but okay. So next one, 3 down. Most of Asian country viewable as united. I mean, this is quite simple, really, when you look at it. So most of Asian country is Indie for the first 4 letters of India. So take most of it, put India, and then after that we've got visible, and that's viewable, and that gives us an overall word of united, indivisible. Indivisible is united. I don't know, did I get this one? I'd moved away from crash, possibly grave, if not acute. So the way it's written, you're tempted to think possibly grave, because we're talking about crashes. The surface is hinting to you think about that stuff, if not acute. So we've got an accident is a crash. A crash is an accident. Take out the ID from the word accident and you end up with an accent, and grave and acute accents are grave and acute accents I seem to remember from my French lessons back in the back before I took my options and O levels and in the early 1980s. So shaking is a quiver. A container of missiles is literally a quiver. Arrows are put in a quiver. Okay, so this one I almost got correct straight away, but I marked up. So second is S, followed by gear, which is wear. I put worn, which doesn't really work, but I saw the word curse, and you swear. So when you swear, you're cursing. Experts as well as criminals opposing arguments. So experts as well as criminals is pros and cons, and opposing arguments is when you make a case for, when you're arguing something out, you're saying, well, it could be this, it could be that, this is a good point, this is a bad point, the pros and cons of it. 14 down, young lady, well that's miss, and one, and working is on, so it gives us a special embassy, which is the mission. Piece of furniture. Apparently a whatnot is a piece of furniture. This is a word I've only learnt through my days of crosswording. I would definitely not have known it, so I was a bit lucky here to then see that the word, not what's being swapped around, is just kind of an anagram of whatnot. I won't labour that one. Mutter. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit to look at the rest of the screen. Complain incoherently as male say. So complain incoherently is when you mutter like that, and you can just chunter on. So mutter, and male is an M, and utter, if you utter a phrase, you say a phrase. Mutter. Watch. So if you contemplate things, you're watching them, you're thinking about them, you watch. So what's wrong? So we've got the W-H-A-T of what, and that's wrong is saying it's wrong around conservative, which is a C, which gives us watch. It's an anagram around a C. And I think it's the final one, tithe. Yep. Excuse me. Bring that down again. It divides the fixed rate tax. So let's just take that out for a second. T, I is it, and that leaves us, as you can see, T-H-E, which is, if we look at the clue carefully, it says it divides the, so put that back in, and that gives you a fixed rate tax, which is a tithe. So let's put that in, get the congratulations screen. So yeah, that was 15:45 this morning earlier. I did dive into the wrong answer on capture, but that was partly just to try and make it a little bit shorter on the video. I didn't want to spend too long on it. So thank you for watching. I hope that was explanatory. I hope it wasn't too tedious, and look forward to seeing you again.